Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Drafts Baseball's live commentary of a Major League Baseball game. Today's game features the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Milwaukee Brewers. The commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with Major League Baseball, the MLB, or their sponsors. We're providing live reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking audiences around the globe can enjoy the game on YouTube and Twitch along with us. Today, the matchup we bring you is going to be the Brewers and the Phillies. Both teams are positioning themselves in for the playoffs. The Milwaukee Brewers are currently the leaders in the National League Central Division. They have a healthy double-digit lead over the Cincinnati Reds. The Philadelphia Phillies are battling for their playoff lives. They are currently 2 games back of the Atlanta Braves in the National League East and 2.5 back in the wild card. We'll be back in just a couple moments with today's starting lineups. We're glad that you could join us for the action, whether you are here live or on delay. It's a beautiful Labor Day for baseball. We're going to get this rolling in just a couple of moments. Hang tight, everybody.
Would you like to support Last Drafts Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan, but we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Drafts Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the starting lineups that we're going to provide you first from the visitors from Philadelphia. We're going to lead off and play center field is going to be number 37, Dubal Herrera. Batting second and playing second base wearing number 2 is Gene Segura. Batting third in right field wearing number 3 is Bryce Harper. In the cleanup spot doing the catching wearing number 10 is JT Realmuto. In the fifth spot, playing left field wearing number 22 is Andrew McCutchen. Batting sixth and playing shortstop wearing number 18 is Didi Gregorius. Batting seventh and playing first base today wearing number 13 is Brad Miller. Batting eighth and playing third base wearing number 8 is Freddie Galvis. And batting ninth and doing the pitching wearing number 45 is Zach Wheeler. And they'll be facing the right-hander for the Milwaukee Brewers today, and that'll be Brandon Woodruff taking to the hill. Woodruff is taking his plus 500 record to the mound against the Phillies, looking to get them another win. And it'll be a battle of 2 power arms today as Woodruff is going to be taking on his counterpart, Zach Wheeler. Now the lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers. Leading off and playing second base wearing number 16 is Colton Wong. Batting second and playing right field is number 14, Jace Peterson. Batting third in left field wearing number 22 is Christian Yelich. In the cleanup spot and playing third base wearing number 5 is Eduardo Escobar. Batting fifth and doing the catching wearing number 10 is Nomar Narvaez. Batting sixth and playing shortstop wearing number 2 is Luis Arias. Batting seventh and playing first base wearing number 11 is Rowdy Tellez. Batting eighth and in center field is wearing number 41 today, Jackie Bradley Jr. Batting ninth and doing the pitching will be Brandon Woodruff. And they will be facing a Wheeler for the Philadelphia Phillies. Wheeler is having one of the finer seasons in baseball this year. He's worked 182 2/3 innings. He leads the league in complete games and complete game shutouts, where he has 3 and 2 respectively. He also leads the league with 208 strikeouts. So we're going to get this one underway in just a couple moments. We're glad you're here. It's 3 minutes away till first pitch. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few moments. Glad you're with us.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve. It is a couple minutes still to first pitch, and we're going to give you today's umpires. Doing the game behind the plate is home plate umpire John Tumpane. Working first base will be Jerry Meals. The second base umpire is Mike Muchlinski. And the third base umpire for today's game is Jim Wolf. The dome is going to be open in Milwaukee. It is 74 degrees and it is sunny. The wind is about 6 miles an hour, and it's blowing out to center field. And they're looking for a good attendance here today for the Brew Crew as they take on their rivals, the Philadelphia Phillies. And we'll be back in about 60 seconds with the call of the action, so stick around, everybody. We're glad you're here or on delay. We'll be right back in just a couple moments.
Are you into digital cards? Last Wraps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Top Spun Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Wraps. Be sure to tell your friends.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the first pitch is just about ready to get underway here today, and it is a beautiful sunny day with the dome open in Milwaukee. It'll be the top of the batting order for the Phillies coming to bat. It'll be Odubel Herrera, Gene Segura, and Bryce Harper to get things going for the Phillies. Phillies today are in that battle for top spot. They have a fairly soft record between now and the end of the season. And they're going to probably be able to fight right to the end with Atlanta top spot, but they're also in contention for the wild card. They're only 2.5 games back in the wild card right now, and a couple of games back for the National League East lead. So Woodruff takes to the mound with 26 starts. He's got a 9-7 record on the year. He's got 185 strikeouts in 157 1/3 innings. We're ready to get this one back underway, and RJ collects sets Says he's been waiting for a Phillies game, and hooray it is. It's been a while since we've done the Phillies, and here we go, ready to get this one under action. We've got the first pitch coming up from Woodruff. It is a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. I'd like to welcome everybody who are listening here on YouTube or on Twitch, as we are streaming the games on both platforms. Herrera on the season is hitting .261. He's got 12 homers and 43 runs batted in. He bats from the left side, and he's got a very open stance. His right foot is almost leaving the batter's box. His hands are moving. He's got a lot of rhythm going on at the plate. Here comes the pitch from Woodruff. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow center field. Coming in underneath it is Jackie Bradley Jr., and he's going to make the catch. And that will retire Herrera for the first out here in the first inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That'll bring up the second baseman, Gene Segura. Segura on the season is batting .281. He's got 10 homers and 45 RBIs. I had a chance to see Segura play quite a bit when he was with the Seattle Mariners. He was a very productive player, and in fact, it was an eyebrow raiser when he came to Seattle, obviously from the Diamondbacks. And there's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. The Phillies have been playing too sporadic to win the division, says RJ Collects. Not sure they can pull it out. As we mentioned before, the thing is, the Phillies have a pretty soft schedule between now and the end, which is, I shouldn't say soft, but more favorable schedule. There's a bunt attempted by Segura that rolls foul down the third baseline, and the count is now 0-2. It's the right idea by Segura, as the third baseman for the Brewers, Eduardo Escobar, was playing well behind the bag. He just couldn't keep it fair. So no balls and 2 strikes. Woodruff gets the sign from his catcher, Narvaez. He gets ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers, and there's a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped just past the arm of the pitcher, Woodruff. They fire to first, and it is not in time. Segura, really hustling down the line, has beaten the throw by Colton Wong. Wong had to come a long way to come and get it. He tries to throw it on the run, but it is not in time. And Gene Segura is aboard with a single. It was just a slow tapper just past. He barehanded it, did Wong, but Segura, to his credit, really got down the line in a hurry. And he is aboard with a single here of the infield variety, and that is going to bring up Bryce Harper. We look at it on the replay. Interested to see if the Brewers are going to go and try to challenge this. And it looks like from our angle, I think they got the call right. And I think the Brewers think they got it right too, but are we going to get a challenge out of this? And the answer is no. We're going to resume with the action. So here comes Bryce Harper to the plate. Harper with a slightly open stance. He's got a .301 batting average with 27 homers and 64 runs batted in. And the first pitch from Woodruff is a fastball that backs Harper off the plate. And the count is 1-0. RJ Collects says, yeah, they do have a soft schedule, but if you lose 2 or 3 of the Marlins, it doesn't bode well, even with the soft schedule. Correct. The Marlins are playing pretty relaxed with a bunch of young kids, and they can basically get out there and throw some wrenches into the way of some of these teams that are on the way for the playoffs. The Phillies could be playing a little bit tighter than some of these other teams that have nothing to play for. And there's a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. Harper has really picked up the pace in the second half of the season. There has been some talk that he could be a candidate for MVP. I'm not sure that his numbers really play out for MVP candidate, but when you look around the National League, there aren't a lot of other teams who may have players that would be MVP caliber players either. So here's the pitch from Woodruff. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep right center field. Going back on the track is Jackie Bradley Jr., and he's going to watch it sail onto the concourse. And Bryce Harper has opened up the scoring here for the Phillies in their half of the first inning with a 2-run shot to deep right center field. And that is going to put the Phillies out on top here, 2-0 in the first inning. He absolutely hammered that. That ball was an absolute missile. That ball left his bat like a rocket, found its way into the stands. So 2-0 for the Phillies, just like that, and that's going to bring up the catcher, JT Realmuto. There was a lot of bat speed on that pitch. That was a fastball pretty much right down the middle by Woodruff, and you just can't let that happen. You just can't throw that pitch right down the middle with an 0-1 pitch to a hitter like Bryce Harper. He was able to do a lot of damage with that. So you got to think that he missed his spot from where the catcher had set up. It was a first pitch breaking ball to JT Realmuto. And it cleared the fence. It went over top of the Toyota sign onto the concourse where a man made a nice catch. Unbelievable. There's another breaking ball to Realmuto, and it's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. Realmuto on the season is hitting .263. He's got 14 homers and 58 runs batted in. He's appeared in 110 games this year for the Phillies. Woodruff gets the sign from his catcher Narvaez. He goes back to work. It's a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. And the count is going to remain at 0-2. The wild card standings in the National League have the Dodgers in the Dodgers are in that top wild card spot, but the San Diego Padres have now snuck in with their win yesterday over the Reds, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away by Realmuto. The Cincinnati Reds are a half game back, and the Phillies are 2.5 back. So the Phillies are 2.5 back in the wild card and 2 back behind Atlanta for the National League East. So we have 20 some odd games left in the season for most teams. There's a fastball swung on and missed by Realmuto, and he goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to Andrew McCutchen. For Andrew McCutchen, he's hitting .224 on the season. He's got 23 homers and 69 runs batted in. You pretty much know what you're getting with Brandon Woodruff. He really relies on his fastball. He throws that nearly just over 60% of the time. He does have a changeup and curveball and a slider, but he really attacks the hitters with number one. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to McCutchen. Andrew McCutchen is the shell of his former self. He's having a very good year this year. Average-wise, he's only hitting .224, but he's not the player he was when he was with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here's the pitch from Woodruff. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1, but still a very productive player and a role player for the I would say a role player, but almost a secondary type player now for the Phillies. So here comes the pitch from Woodruff. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 1-2, and it's not a knock on McCutchen. He's more of a supporting role type player, whereas Harper and Realmuto are the two players, and even probably Rhys Hoskins, the three players that have to be the ones that drive the bus for the Phillies offense. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to McCutchen. Woodruff kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count runs even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Woodruff holds his glove right up against his face, and he peers through the brim of his cap and the glove. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Andrew McCutchen is down on strikes here to finish the first inning for the Phillies. So for the Phillies, they got 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits. The home run by Bryce Harper did the damage. There were no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through half an inning in Milwaukee. It is the Philadelphia Phillies 2, the Milwaukee Brewers coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the call at the bottom of the first inning. We're glad you're with us. Hold tight.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve. That is Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check out his channel if you get a chance. He's got Money Monday. He's got Takeover Tuesday. He's got the No Filter Friday. And he's got shoutouts on Sunday. He's always entertaining, and he's got something for everybody. And that is his style. So now we've got the Milwaukee Brewers coming up in their half of the first inning. It'll be Colton Wong, Jace Peterson, and Christian Yelich to face the right-hander Zach Wheeler. And it is Wong who leads it off. He's batting .279 on the season. He's got 11 homers and 40 runs batted in. And the first pitch from Wheeler is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 0-1. Wong batting from the left side. He's appeared in 94 games this year for the Brew Crew, and he takes a fastball at the knees, and the count is now 1-1. Wong, in his first year with the Brewers, as he had signed a contract from the St. Louis Cardinal organization, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. He is a very steady glove at second base, and he is a pretty disciplined hitter at the plate. Really battles into the counts, and so here comes the 1-2 pitch to Wong. And there's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into shallow center field. Coming hard on it is the center fielder, Dubal Herrera, and he's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Wong for the first out of the inning. So one up and one away, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Jace Peterson. For Peterson on the season, he's hitting .272. He's got 5 homers and 30 runs batted in. Peterson was originally a first-round pick of the San Diego Padres way back in 2011. And here comes the first pitch to Peterson. It's a fastball taken off the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Peterson, after leaving the San Diego organization, has bounced around a little bit. He's been with a number of different teams. There's the pitch from Wheeler. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1. He moved on to Atlanta for parts of 3 seasons. He was also in Baltimore, Milwaukee, and in New York with the Yankees. So here comes Wheeler back into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a 98-mile-an-hour fastball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Peterson batting from the left side. He's got that slightly open stance. Wheeler back into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that's misses outside. They appeal down to the third base umpire, Jim Wolf, who says he didn't go. And so the count is now 2-2. He was signed as a free agent by the Brewers. He's been in and out of different organizations. There's a fastball that misses outside, has been Peterson. But here he is finding himself in the 2-hole in the spot where the Brewers are getting themselves ready for a playoff push. So here comes the 3-2 pitch to Peterson. It's a fastball, and that is fouled away on the third base side. The count remains at 3-2. Peterson will be followed by the left fielder, Christian Yelich. So here comes the 3-2 pitch all over again. Wheeler rocks into the motion. He kicks and he delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted to the left side, and moving back underneath it is D. Gregorius. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Peterson for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away for the Brewers. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Christian Yelich. Yelich on the season is batting .252. He's got 8 homers and 41 RBIs. He started off slowly. He had some issues, but now he has found himself in the lineup regular here for the last little bit. And here's the first pitch from Wheeler. It is swung on. It is lifted into center field. And that ball is going to get down in front of Herrera, and it is a base hit single here with 2 outs. That is going to bring up the third baseman, Eduardo Escobar. So Escobar on the season is batting .258. He's got 24 homers and 73 runs batted in. A lot of those numbers, though, were not with the Brewers. He began the season with the Arizona Diamondbacks, where 22 of those home runs came in a Diamondback uniform, as well as 65 runs batted in. So he digs in at the plate. Here comes the first pitch from Wheeler. It's a fastball swung on and missed at 97 miles an hour, and the count is 0-1. This was the first time in his career that Escobar was an All-Star. He represented the Diamondbacks in the Summer Classic. His best years arguably were with the Minnesota Twins, although he did have a fantastic season in 2019 with the Diamondbacks. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Escobar began his major league career with the Chicago White Sox. He was only there for parts of a couple of seasons before moving on to the Minnesota Twins. He takes his time. He steps out of the box. He gets a couple of extra practice swings, and now he's ready to get going again. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Wheeler, and it's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-1. If you're in the Milwaukee area, you may want to go and check out a game at the ballpark in Milwaukee, as it is going to be a Bob Uecker bobblehead giveaway night on September 26th, and it's not just a bobblehead, it's a talking bobblehead. So for those of you who are interested in bobbleheads, Bob Uecker talking bobblehead, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the first base side, and the count is 2-2. So certainly the bobblehead people that are out there that like to collect bobbleheads, add them to their stuff, but definitely what is interesting with bobbleheads is they have different ones. I've seen a Felix Hernandez one that they actually had that was as part of a planter. You could put soil around it like he was on a mound, and you could be standing in grass or whatever. You could grow that around it. There's a fastball swung on and missed by Escobar, and that is going to retire him for the third out of the inning as he goes down on strikes on a swing and miss. So for the Brewers in their half of the inning, there was no runs, there was 1 hit, there were no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 1 complete in Milwaukee. It is the Philadelphia Phillies 2, the Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Here is our friend Matt. Be sure to check out his channel when you get a chance after the game is finished.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
That's Matt Hollis. Be sure to check out his channel. It's another Hollis build. He is into all kinds of crazy stuff, and he is always producing interesting content. So make sure you check out Matt. He's a San Diego native, but we don't hold that against him. He is a big-time baseball fan. So here we go back to the action. It's going to be the second inning. Leading it off for the Phillies is going to be the shortstop, Didi Gregorius. He'll be followed by Brad Miller and Freddie Galvis. Gregorius is going to get things going. It was really the base running of Gene Segura last inning and his hustle down the line that allowed, when Harper hit that home run, for it to be a 2-run homer. If he doesn't beat that out, it's probably a 1-0 ball game, but hats off to Segura for some aggressive base running down the line. So here we go for the Phillies here in their half of the second inning. Gregorius digs in at the plate. We got a right-hander versus the left-hander, and here's the first pitch from Woodruff. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Gregorius, Miller, and Galvis are the hitters here in the second inning. Woodruff gets the sign from his catcher, Narvaez, and there is a changeup swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2 to Gregorius. Brewers are coming off a high from yesterday as they walked off the Phillies with a pinch hit grand slam by Daniel Vogelbach last night in the 9th inning. They stunned the Philadelphia Phillies. And there's a changeup swung on. It's grounded to second. It's fielded by Wong. He throws it over to Tellez at first. And that is going to retire Gregorius. That's going to go down as a ground out, 4-3 for out number 1 here in the second inning. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Brad Miller. Miller is in his second stint with the Philadelphia Phillies. He was with them back in 2019. He began his career as a Seattle Mariner, and he bounced over to Tampa Bay. He was with the Brewers in Milwaukee. He's also been with Cleveland, and now he's in Philly twice in St. Louis. There's a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. Miller really blossomed after he left Seattle when he went to Tampa Bay. He hit 30 home runs one season. He's only a lifetime a .239 hitter, and here's the pitch from Woodruff. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It's fielded by Luis Urias. He fires to first, and that is going to retire Miller on a ground out, 6-3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the third baseman today, Freddie Galvis. Galvis getting the start at third. He's been predominantly a shortstop throughout his career. He is getting the nod at third base today. This is his 4th game at third base and his 3rd start of the year for the Phillies in that position. Until this season, he has never played at the major league level at third base, and there's a fastball that just misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Galvis spent most of his early career with the Philadelphia Phillies. And then he bounced around a little bit, and now he's come back to Philadelphia. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So they know what they're getting. The introductions in the clubhouse have been minimal since he left, as he does know a lot of the people in the staff that are still there. Here's the pitch from Woodruff, and it is a changeup swung on and missed. And the count is 1-2 to Galvis. After leaving Philadelphia, he had time in San Diego, Toronto, Cincinnati, Baltimore, and now he's back in Philly. He's never been an all-star, but he has been a pretty durable player throughout his career. And there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Galvis. Batting on the left side, Woodruff gets the sign from his catcher Narvaez. He goes back into the windup. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball that misses well off the plate. And the count is now 3-2 to Galvis. I'm sure Woodruff would like to take care of the Philly hitter here so he can lead the next inning off with the pitcher's spot due up next. Woodruff gets the sign from his catcher Narvaez. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and lifted into the seats down the left field line. That may have been ball 4. Galvis may have helped him out, but it was definitely too close to take. And so we're going to do it all over again. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Woodruff rocks into the motion. He kicks and he delivers. And there's a fastball swung on. It's popped foul, and that's going to go behind the third base side of home plate. It's going to reach the seats. And the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Woodruff gets the sign from his catcher and he goes back to work. And here's the pitch to Galvis. It's another fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to keep the count at 3-2. This is turning into a marathon at bat here as Galvis is about to see his 9th pitch of the at bat. He's really battling Woodruff here. Woodruff gets the sign from his catcher. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. Moving back on the warning track is the right fielder Peterson, and he's going to look up, and this ball is gone. A home run for Freddie Galvis. On the 9th pitch of the at-bat, he takes that Brandon Woodruff offering into the right field seats, and it extends the Phillies' lead to 3-0. An absolute battle there by Galvis. That's his 12th homer of the season. There is not one player other than the pitcher, but not one positional player in the Phillies lineup today with less than 10 home runs. And Galvis flexes his muscles by putting that into the seats. And there's a first pitch fastball swung on by Wheeler. It's grounded up the middle, and it's going to get into center field for a base hit. So Zach Wheeler is aboard with a 2-out single, and that's going to bring up the top of the order of Odubel Herrera. So Freddie Galvis gets to wear the Greg Norman style hat in the dugout. A lot of the teams are doing stuff like that in ways to celebrate. I'm not sure if it's good or if it's not. You know, you look at different teams and how they handle themselves. Toronto Blue Jays, when their players hit a home run, they have this blue jacket they put on their guy. And then in Boston, they've got the shopping cart where the player gets pushed down the aisle in the shopping cart. Of course, in Philadelphia, they've got this almost golf-style hat. I guess whatever works for you, that's going to get you into the playoffs. So here comes Odubel Herrera. He is 0 for 1 today. He flew up to center field his first time up, and the first pitch from Woodruff is a fastball that misses in. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. With the 2 home runs today that Woodruff has allowed, he's now allowed 16 on the kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-1 to Herrera. One thing that is noticeable with Odubel Herrera at the plate, for a leadoff hitter, he really doesn't walk a whole lot. He's got 26 walks this year versus 62 strikeouts. His on-base percentage is .316. Here's the pitch from Woodruff. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up. The left side of the infield, moving over underneath it, is the shortstop, Luis Urias. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Herrera here in the second inning. So for the Phillies, they add another one on the board. They had one run on the homer by Freddie Galvis. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We are now moving to the bottom of the second inning. It is the Milwaukee Brewers trailing the Philadelphia Phillies 3-0. Stick around, everybody. We're glad you're with us, whether you're listening live on Twitch or on YouTube. We're glad you can stop in and listen to the game. Here's our friend Steve again.
Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching The Last Raps Baseball. And please continue to support my channel, among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Raps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the second inning, and it is a 3-0 lead for the Philadelphia Phillies. 2 long balls have done the damage for the Phillies. A 2-run shot by Bryce Harper in the first inning and a solo shot by Freddie Galvis in the second. Put the Phillies out in front. It's going to be Omar Narvaez, Luis Urias, and Arati Tellez to get things going for the Brewers here in their half of the second inning. Narvaez on the season is batting at .284. He's got 11 homers and 45 runs batted in. He bats from the left side, and he's ready to face Zach Wheeler. Wheeler was fairly efficient in his first inning work, 17 pitches, only allowing the 1 hit to Christian Yelich, and there's a first pitch fastball swung on that is popped up over on the first base side. Moving over underneath it is Brad Miller. He's going to make the catch, and with 1 pitch, there is 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Luis Urias. He is batting .249 on the season. He's got 19 homers and 62 runs batted in. He belted a home run the other night. And game against the Cardinals that we covered on Friday. RJ Collects Set says, let's hope the scoring keeps going, certainly for the Philly fans. In here, they're going to want them to pile on the numbers. And here's the first pitch from Wheeler, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Not sure about the Philadelphia Philly bullpen. I haven't seen enough of them in recent time. I know when Dave Dombrowski was with the Expos, the Marlins, and the Tigers, his philosophy was to build the teams from the bullpen back, and there's a breaking ball that's taken for a strike, and it's now 0-2. I know the Phillies a couple of years ago had some serious issues with the bullpen being able to hold leads. But I think that disease has been picked up by the Atlanta Braves recently. The Braves are trying to sort out the back end of their bullpen. Here comes a fastball, and it is swung on and missed by Arias. He is gone down quickly on strikes, 3 pitches and 3 strikes, and that is out number 2. And that's going to leave it up to the first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. Tellez on the season is hitting .235. He's got 11 homers and 34 runs batted in. Tellez was acquired in a trade with the Toronto Blue Jays. And that was in a trade that sent a bullpen arm the other way in Trevor Richards. So here's the first pitch from Wheeler. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Since being acquired from the Blue Jays, the Milwaukee numbers for Tellez have been fairly steady. He's got 7 homers and 26 RBIs. He's batting .261 in 138 at-bats. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. He's been a very productive player for the Brewers. With the Blue Jays, he really didn't get an opportunity to play very much, as he's stuck in a position where Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was holding down first base, and there's a fastball that misses down to Tellez, and the count is 2-1. So Tellez is pretty much I don't want to say a one-dimensional player, but really a one-dimensional player in the National League. He's going to be playing first base, and he's going to pinch hit. And after that, there's not a whole lot of versatility in him. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Whereas in the American League, he could probably land a spot and be a DH for somebody as his career moves on. But he plays decent enough first base that can hold position. First base has been a bit of a black hole for the Brewers in recent years. They've really rolled through a number of players in that position. So here comes the 2-2 pitch to Tellez. Wheeler rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul on the third base side. The count remains at 2-2. As we said, Tellez not getting an opportunity to play every day in Toronto because of the logjam there. But he's going to get the opportunity to win a spot and to maybe keep a spot in Milwaukee if he can play steady defense and swing the bat, as he has been. And now Tellez has asked for time. And now we're ready to get this one going. So here comes the pitch from Wheeler. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Tellez for the third out of the inning here in the second inning. So for the Brewers in their half of the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 2 complete. It is the Philadelphia Phillies 3, the Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the third inning. We're glad you're with us. Whether you're listening live or on delay, we'll be back at it in a moment. Here's our friend Matt Hollis. Be sure to, after the game, to check out his channel. Here's another Hollis build.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
That's Matt Hollis and another Hollis build. Be sure to check out his channel after the game. We've got a couple tunes for you, and then we'll be back to the live action in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the third inning, and it is going to be the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the Philadelphia batting order coming up to face Brandon Woodruff. That'll be Gene Segura, Bryce Harper, and JT Realmuto. For the Phillies, they got things going in the first inning when Segura had a very gritty infield base hit, and then, of course, he was driven home on the 2-run homer by Bryce Harper. He gets going against Woodruff here in the half of the third inning. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Segura makes a big aggressive turn around first. And he's going to be held to a single. And he's got things going here for the Phillies in their half of the third inning with a leadoff base hit. We welcome, if I say it incorrectly, I apologize. It's Paul Smaglik in the house here today. Thanks for taking the time to stop in and listen. We appreciate you being here. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. We do the Major League games. Our specialty is the Japanese League. We do those ones on the weekends, so always entertaining with the international following that we have. So here comes the Bryce Harper to the plate. Harper is 1 for 1 today. He homered his first time up. And here comes the first pitch from Woodruff. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is hammered to right field on a line, but it's right to Jace Peterson. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Harper for the first out of the inning. He hit the ball right on the screws, but he hit it right at Peterson for out number 1. That is going to bring up the catcher, JT Realmuto. Realmuto today is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. His season average has dipped to 262. He's got 14 homers and 58 runs batted in. It's a beautiful day for baseball in Milwaukee. The temperature is 73 degrees. Woodruff flips it over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Segura. Realmuto, of course, is in his third year with the Phillies after coming over from the Marlins. Woodruff holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a strike, but the plate umpire has waved it off, saying that Realmuto had asked for time. So John Tompane had raised his hands, and we're going to do this all over again. First 5 years of Realmuto's career was with the Marlins, and the last 3 years he's been with the Phillies. And again, Woodruff throws over to first base, and diving back in time is Segura. The Philadelphia Phillies catcher has 2 All-Star game appearances under his belt in the 3 seasons he's with the club. So here we go back to the live action, and the pitch from Woodruff is a fastball swung on. It is drilled down the left field line, and it is just going to be foul, and Christian Yelich goes over to retrieve it. And that is just going to be a long strike to Realmuto. 2 years ago, Realmuto hit a career-high 25 homers. He would have to go on an absolute scorching tear to reach that mark this year. His production is down a little bit from a couple of years ago. When he was hitting in the high 270s, he was even a 300 hitter in his early years with the Marlins. So here comes the 0-1 to Realmuto. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving over on it is the left fielder, Yelich. He picks up the ball on the hop. He throws to third, and Segura is going to be in time in third. He goes first to third on the base hit. Realmuto is going to advance to second on the throw. Good piece of base running by JT Realmuto. It's more than likely going to be ruled a single, and he advances to second on the throw. Yelich had to go over to his left to field it. He overthrew his cutoff. The throw was up the baseline. And that allowed Realmuto to get a good read to be able to go into second base. So JT Realmuto is at second. The runner at third is Segura, and that's going to bring Andrew McCutchen to the plate. McCutchen takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. McCutchen today struck out in his only at bat against Woodruff. He's 0 for 1. He's got 23 homers on the season to go with 69 runs batted in. The Brewers' defense is up on the grass. They're trying to cut the run off at the plate here with one out in the third inning. And here's the pitch from Woodruff. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. McCutchen digs himself in. Woodruff gets the sign from his catcher, Narvaez. We're ready to go back to work. He holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers, and there is a fastball swung on, and that's lifted foul on the first base side. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes to McCutchen. I was saying earlier that Andrew McCutchen had best years of his career were with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He had 5 years in a row that he was an all-star. In fact, he was an MVP back in 2013. He's a 4-time Silver Slugger, but once he left the Pirates organization, he's been with the Giants, the Yankees, and now the Phillies. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. These injuries have caught up with him. He blew his knee up a year or so ago, and he's not been the same player that he once was. But he is giving the Phillies some productive at-bats this season. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to McCutchen. Woodruff really takes his time with the runners at second and third. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball, swung on and missed, and that is going to retire McCutchen on strikes for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Didi Gregorius. So Gregorius comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. He grounded out his first time up to the second baseman, Wong. This has not been an easy outing for Brandon Woodruff. He's really had to battle. So right-hander against the left-hander. Woodruff holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed by Gregorius, and the count is 0-1. Gregorius originally began his career in the, or at least his major league career in the Cincinnati Red organization. He then went on to the Diamondbacks, and he spent a number of seasons as the Yankee shortstop. And there's a fastball from Woodruff that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. He's never been an all-star in his career, but he's been a steady shortstop. He's a lifetime 262 hitter. So here comes the 1-1 pitch to Gregorius. Woodruff kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's fouled away to the third base side of home plate. The count is now 1-2. And we got Redbeard Breaks in the house. Welcome, Jimmy. Thanks for stopping in today. For those of you who don't know Jimmy is a big-time Cincinnati Red fan. He's licking his wounds from the weekend as the Tigers took 2 out of 3 from the Reds to knock them out of the wild card position. So here comes the 1-2 pitch from Woodruff. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 2-2. So this game here has playoff implications, probably more so for the Phillies, as the Brewers are kind of in cruise control right now. Brewers are definitely locked in a playoff spot. So here comes the 2-2 to Gregorius. Something disastrous would have to happen for the Brewers to get knocked out. And there's a fly ball to left field. Moving over underneath it is Christian Yelich. He's going to make the catch. That is going to put away the Phillies in their half of their inning for the third out. So for Philadelphia, there was no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the third inning. We're glad you're with us. Here's our friend Steve again. Steve Rademacher.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Reps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie and Last Reps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you could see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Rowdy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Reps Baseball.
Steve, for your support of our channel, and in turn we support Steve. It is Money Monday, Takeover Tuesday, No Filter Friday, or Shoutout Sunday, whatever you fancy. Be sure to check out Steve's channel. He is always entertaining. He's got a lot of stuff for everybody. Here we go to the bottom of the third inning, and it is going to be the 8-9 one-hitters in the batting order coming up from Milwaukee. Jackie Bradley Jr., the pitcher spot, Brandon Woodruff, and the top of the order, Colton Wong. We'll be ready to get this one going again here in just a moment as Wheeler has completed his warm-up tosses. Something of note yesterday of Daniel Vogelbach's walk-off grand slam. It was the first time it was a pinch hit walk-off grand slam in Brewers history. When you think of the storied franchise that Milwaukee has had, they've been around for how many years? To have a walk-off home run or a grand slam walk-off home run by a pinch hitter in the ninth inning, that's pretty impressive. A lot of information to go into that. So here we go. Here comes Zach Wheeler, who is ready to go back to work. And the first pitch to Jackie Bradley Jr. is a fastball that misses up high. And the count is 1-0. For Jackie Bradley Jr. on the season, he's batting .171. He's got 6 homers and 29 runs back. And here's the 1-0 pitch from Wheeler. It misses inside. And the count is 2-0. Jackie Bradley Jr. is known for his glove, not necessarily for his bat, even when he was in Boston. He was a one-time All-Star. He hit 26 homers back in 2016. There is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 2-1. Bradley never has been able to really sort out his hitting at any point in his career. Last year in 2020 with Boston, he did hit .283 in a shortened season. That would have been his high water mark. So here comes the 2-1 pitch, and it is a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 3-1. But a very, very good defensive player. They've got him with the start in center field today. Came in the other night when we watched the Brewers play, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 3-2. He came in and played some right field. He could play any of the outfield positions, cover them well. So here comes the .3-2 pitch to Jackie Bradley Jr. And that pitch is swung on. It's grounded to the pitcher, Wheeler, and he flips it over to Brad Miller at first base. That's going to go down as a ground out, 1-3. And he is retired for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. Sorry for the pause there, everybody. We're back to the live action. Brings up the pitcher, Brandon Woodruff. Woodruff batting from the left side. It's ready to go back to work. First pitch to Woodruff is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Woodruff. Wheeler back into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that is fouled away, and the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Wheeler working quickly with nobody on base. He kicks and delivers, and there is a breaking ball fouled away. The count remains at 0-2 to Woodruff. Woodruff, a right-handed pitcher, but he bats from the left side. Got a little bit of the body armor on his throwing arm. Here we go. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He kicks and delivers, and it's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Woodruff is going to be retired for the second out of the inning. That is going to take care of him. We do have the hobbyist in the house here this afternoon. He's saying hello. Welcome to the show, Chris. So Colton Wong stands in at the plate, and he takes a first pitch fastball from Wheeler for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Wong batting .279 on the season. He's got 11 homers and 40 runs batted in. Wheeler gets the sign from his catcher, Real Muto. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. It's going to get down in front of Bryce Harper. And Wong is aboard with a 2-out single for the Brewers here in the 3rd inning. It's going to bring up the right fielder, Jace Peterson. So Peterson today is 0 for 1. He popped to the shortstop his first time up. We talked about Peterson in his first at bat, and he has been with a number of teams across the big leagues over the course of his career. He's landed here in right field in Milwaukee in a push for the playoffs. So here comes the first pitch to Peterson. Wheeler holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. And the count is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Peterson batting from the left side. He's got a slightly open stance. Wheeler comes set at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it is going to get up the middle for a base hit into center field, and he is aboard with the base hit here, and that's going to bring up Christian Yelich to the plate. So now they brought the tying run to the plate here in the 3rd inning for a game for Zach Wheeler that has kind of been pretty much uneventful, has now gotten eventful with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Yelich is now striding to the plate. With 2 runners aboard. So Yelich today is 1 for 1. He had a single his first time up. Wheeler getting ready to go back to work. The runner at second base is Wong. The runner at first base is Peterson. Comes set at the belt. He checks the runner. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is ball 1, 1-0. Yelich, the former MVP, is finally getting his season on track. He's starting to be more consistent lately at the plate. He's only hitting a .252 entering today's game. So here comes the 1-0 pitch to Yelich. Wheeler holds at the belt. He delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled away over on the third base side. And the count is 1-1. when I look at the Milwaukee lineup, I keep thinking that they're just maybe one more bat away from doing some serious damage. They're a decent, scrappy hitting ball club with some depth to their team, but they could use that one more player around Yelich to really push them over the hump offensively, I think. So here comes the 1-1 pitch to Yelich. Wheeler checks the runner at second. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled over the third base dugout. The count is 1-2. Yelich is a two-time All-Star in his career. He was an All-Star in 2018 and 19 with the Brewers. In 2018, the year that he won the MVP. He led the league in a number of offensive categories, including batting average, slugging percentage, on-base plus slugging, total bases. He also captured a Silver Slugger Award that year, which was the second time in his career that he had won the award. He is a three-time winner. There's a fastball from Wheeler at 99 miles an hour, and that swung on and fouled away over the third base side. And the count remains at 1-2. RJ Collects Sets says, is Yelich any good anymore? I think he is. I don't think that he's a write-off. Yelich has had some niggling injuries this year. He has only really recently started to get his season on track, as we mentioned. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Kicks and delivers, and there's a breaking ball down low. I think of Bryce Harper in the Philadelphia lineup, and he's got JT Realmuto hitting behind him. And this isn't a knock on Eduardo Escobar, but if I'm Christian Yelich and I'm looking over at that Philly dugout, I'm saying, geez, you got Realmuto and you've got Andrew McCutchen hitting after me. I got Eduardo Escobar here. So he could use a little bit of help in that lineup around him, I think. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Wheeler getting these signs from Realmuto, and Yelich has finally had enough. He's asked for time and steps out of the box. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wheeler comes set at the belt. He checks the runner at second base, which is Wong. He kicks and delivers, and there is a fastball that misses down in the dirt. And the count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Wheeler, who was pretty much in cruise control through the first 2 innings, he threw 27 pitches in 2 innings, is now up to 48 pitches. He's really having to work here. And he retired the first 2 outs of this inning, so everything is kind of fallen apart since he's come back to the top of the order. And again, Wheeler steps off the rubber as Yelich has asked for time. Ready to go back to work. Realmuto gives the signals to pitcher Wheeler. He comes set at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled straight back, and the count is going to stay at 3-2. With 2 out here and the count full, the runners are off to the races. Yelich just got a piece of that one. Pitch was middle in, and it just caught him on the handle. He's able to fight it off, and we're ready to resume again with another 3-2 pitch. Wheeler gets the sign from his catcher. Yelich stands in, waiting, ready to go again. Wheeler kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's tapped slowly over to first base. It's fielded by the first baseman, Miller. He's going to tag Yelich, and Yelich is going to be retired for the 3rd out of the inning. It's going to go down as a ground out to 3. So for the Brewers in their half of the inning, they had no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 3 complete in Milwaukee. It is the Philadelphia Phillies 3, the Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the 4th inning. Here's our friend Steve again.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, a creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Thanks again, Steve. That's Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check out his channel after the game, whether it's Money Monday, Takeover Tuesday, No Filter Friday, or the Sunday shutouts. He is always entertaining. We'll be back in just a moment after these tunes. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the Philadelphia batting order, and that's going to be Brad Miller, Freddie Galvis, and Zach Wheeler to get things going against Brandon Woodruff. And the first pitch to Miller is a fastball taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Woodruff kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. Check that. That count is now 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes to Miller. Miller is one of the few players in the MLB that chooses to hit without batting gloves. He's done that from pretty much his entire career. And here comes the 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep right field. Moving back on the warning track is Peterson, and he's going to watch that sail into the seats, into the upper deck. And Brad Miller has just added to the Phillies lead. It is now 4-0. So home runs today have done the damage for the Phillies against Woodruff. He's now served up his 3rd homer of the game. And the Phillies have jumped all over him with a 4-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. So Milwaukee Brewer fans who already like their beer are probably drinking it in sorrow right now, as they are now down 4-0 to the Phillies in the 4th inning. So our Philly fan who is in the house, RJ Collects Sets, is loving this. Yeah, I bet he is. And there's the first pitch to Freddie Galvis. It is a changeup that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Galvis today is 1 for 1. He had a long at bat his first time up. He battled Woodruff to 9 pitches. He hit a home run, and there's a changeup that is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-2. Galvis gave the big battle to Woodruff, and he ended up on the 9th pitch depositing the ball into the right field seats. So here comes the 0-2. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-2 to Galvis. For Galvis, that's his 12th homer of the year, and for Miller, it was his 16th. As we mentioned today, not one Philly in the starting lineup other than the pitcher has less than 10 home runs. And there is a fastball taken on the outside corner for a called 3rd strike. And Galvis has gone down looking for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the pitcher spot in Zach Wheeler. Wheeler today is 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. And here comes the pitch from Woodruff, and it is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and Wheeler sure didn't like the call. He got a smile on his face. He's kind of chuckling a little bit. So 1 strike to Wheeler. Here's the pitch from Woodruff. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Wheeler still having a bit of a smile at the plate there, knowing that the first pitch was probably not a strike. It was certainly a favorable pitch for Brandon Woodruff. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Woodruff rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is 1-2. Wheeler's probably saying something like, hey, it's tough enough that I'm a pitcher. I've got to hit. Can't be giving this guy pitches 6 inches below my knees. So here we go. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Woodruff. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Zach Wheeler's having a day at the plate today. That's his second single of the game. He is now 2 for 2. So he's brought the stick with him to hit. He entered the game today batting 140. Of course, now at the plate, he is now 10 for 59 on the season. He's going to pull his average up to about 170, if the math in my head is correct. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Odubel Herrera. Herrera today is 0 for 2. He's flown to center and popped to short. Woodruff holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Herrera. I was doing a little bit of homework in the last week or so, and I was trying to look at pitchers who have stolen bases at the big league level and who they are and who are leading in stolen bases. So this year there's only 3 pitchers, and there's a breaking ball swung on, missed by Herrera. There's only 3 pitchers who have stolen bases this year at the big league level, and 2 of them play in Arizona. Johnny Cueto has a stolen base for the San Francisco Giants. Matt Peacock and Caleb Smith for the Diamondbacks each have a stolen base. That is it. Only 3 pitchers have stolen bases. So as Wheeler is at first base, he is likely not a threat to run. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into center field. Going back on the warning track and making the catch over the shoulder is Jackie Bradley Jr. Herrera sent that a long way, all the way to the warning track. And he is going to be retired for the 2nd out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to Gene Segura. Segura today is 2 for 2. He's singled both times. He scored a run in the 1st inning when he was driven home by Bryce Harper's home run. So here comes the pitch from Woodruff. It's a breaking ball. Take it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Segura today is raised his batting average to .295 with those 2 base hits. Woodruff gets the aside from his catcher. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to short. It's fielded by Urias. He flips it to Wong at second, and that is going to do it as Wheeler is retired on a fielder's choice, 6-4 for out number 3. So for the Phillies in their half of the 4th inning, they had 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is the Philadelphia Phillies 4, the Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the 4th inning. Here is our Did You Know series featuring Christian Yelich. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the fourth inning. It is going to be the heart of the Milwaukee Brewer batting order coming up for the Brew Crew in their half of the fourth inning. It'll be Eduardo Escobar, Omar Narvaez, and Luis Urias to face Zach Wheeler. Wheeler today has been pretty decent. He did run himself into a bit of a jam in the last inning, but was able to wiggle himself out of it. He had a couple of hits with 2 outs and was able to retire Christian Yelich. It was an opportunity for them to claw their way back into the game, but 3 home runs today, one of the 2-run variety, and 2 solo shots have been the offense today for the Philadelphia Phillies. And we are going to be going back to the action here as Eduardo Escobar comes up to the plate. Escobar today is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Striding up to the dish. His average has slipped to 257 on the season with 24 homers and 73 runs batted in. Escobar digs himself in at the plate, and we're ready to get this one back underway. Here comes the first pitch from Wheeler. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Escobar has a balanced stance. He's slightly off the plate, and there's a fastball swung on it. Is popped up on the right side of the infield. Moving underneath it is Gene Segura. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Escobar as a pop fly to second for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Omar Narvaez. Narvaez today is 0 for 1. He popped out to first base his first time up, having himself a fine offensive year behind the plate, and a good defensive year behind the plate, but a fine offensive year for a catcher. He's entered today's game batting at .284. Here's the first pitch from Wheeler. It's a fastball that misses low and in. The count is 1-0. His average has slipped to .283, but he's got 11 homers and 45 runs batted in. Wheeler goes to the motion. He delivers a fastball, and that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. And here comes the pitch to Narvaez. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 4-hole on the right side, just past the diving Gene Segura. And that's going to get into right field for a base hit. And so Narvaez is aboard with a single. And with 1 out, the Brewers have a runner on, and that brings Luis Urias to the plate. Urias getting the start at shortstop today. He is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. He hit a home run the other night in the Cardinals series in the first game. He's got 19 homers on the year. He's 1 shy of the 20 mark. He's been a bright light for the Brewers this year offensively. Originally, it came over in a trade with the Padres for Trent Grisham. They were the main components of the trade. It was expected that he was probably going to be their shortstop, and there's a fastball that he checks his swing on, and he hit his bat, and he's saying, no, it hit my elbow. And so now he's stepped out of the plate, and they're going to see if they can look and review this. There's a fastball. He swings, and I don't think it hit anything. If it did hit anything, it hit his elbow, because that wasn't even close to the bat. Let's see if the Brewers are going to have a look. Nope, they're not going to have a look at it. So 1 strike to Urias. I didn't think it hit anything. There's a fastball that swung on. It's lifted foul down the right field line. Moving over is Miller. He jumps into the netting, but he's not going to be able to make the play, and that is going to be 2 strikes now on Urias. And as he jumps into the netting, the fella in the front row, it looks like he's got a plate of fries, almost lost his fries. The netting is preventing them from getting into the stands, but certainly the netting is got some flexibility to it, so he could still end up in the laps of the patrons in the front row. So no balls and 2 strikes to Arias. The runner at first is Narvaez. Wheeler holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There is a fastball swung on. It's fouled away behind home plate on the first base side. And the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Maybe it wasn't a plate of fries. It maybe looks like some nachos, but whatever it is, that fan almost lost it in his lap there as Miller went flying into the netting by the seats. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the first base side, and the count remains at 0-2. I guess that's the price you pay for wanting to be right up on the action, is you literally were right as part of the action. As Miller goes diving into the front row. So no balls and 2 strikes to Arias. The hitter on deck is Rowdy Tellez, who waits his turn. Wheeler gets the sign from his catcher, Realmuto. He comes set at the chest. He kicks and he delivers, and it is a fastball lifted to right field. Moving over underneath it is Harper. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to put Arias away for the second out of the inning. So that's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. Tellez today is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. He's getting the start at first base again today. On the season, Tellez has seen his average dip to 234 today. He's got 11 homers to go with 34 runs batted in. Big fella bats from the left side. He gets himself dug in at the plate. Wheeler comes set at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Tellez. The Brewers just have to keep hanging around because Wheeler is starting to ratchet up his pitches. He's up to a 61 right now. One would think that the game always gets interesting when you get into the bullpen. So as long as the starting pitcher for the Phillies can hang around, it's going to be difficult to score runs. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-1. Tellez gets himself back in the box. There's times here where the pitcher Wheeler really slows the game down with the runner on base, and then there's been some gamesmanship here between the Milwaukee hitters and the pitcher trying to throw him out of his rhythm, out of his timing, asking for time, stepping back, readjusting themselves. Tellez taps the bat on the ground. Now he gets back in the box, ready to go again. Here comes the 1-1 from Wheeler. Kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-2. Wheeler can really dial it up. He was at 97 miles an hour on that last pitch. Wheeler was a one-time hot prospect in all of baseball. Originally was drafted by the San Francisco Giants in the first round in the 2009 draft. He was the 6th overall pick. But injuries early on really derailed his career. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike, and that is going to retire Tellez for the third out of the inning. We'll think about Wheeler when we come back in a few minutes. So for the Brewers in their half of the fourth inning, there was no runs on one hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 4 complete in Milwaukee. It is the Philadelphia Phillies 4, the Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the call at the top of the 5th inning. We're glad you are with us. Here is our friend Matt Hollis again. Be sure to check out his channel after the game when you get a chance.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team. But I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game. And if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 5th inning, and it is going to be Bryce Harper to get things going here for the Phillies in their half of the inning. The first pitch from Brandon Woodruff is a changeup that misses on the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. It'll be Harper, Realmuto, and McCutchen here for the Phillies in their half of the 5th. Harper today is 1 for 2. He's homered and flown out to right field in his 2 trips to the plate. And here's the pitch from Woodruff, and it is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. Harper hit the 2-run shot in the first inning, and then he hit a ball right on the screws in the 3rd inning, and he lined right out to Peterson. And so he's hit the ball hard twice in both of his at-bats, and there's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Woodruff is up to 69 pitches now in the 5th inning work, and there is a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 2-2. Check that, the count's now 3-1. Sometimes if I rely on the scoreboard a little too quickly, I've got to trust myself in what we're writing here. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike on the outside corner. I don't know if Harper necessarily agreed with the home plate umpire, John Tempane, on that one, but pitch from our vantage point looked pretty good. It did have some arm side run to it, but it did stay in the zone to catch that strike. And here's the payoff pitch. It's a fastball. It's swung on. It's grounded to first. It's fielded by Tellez. He's going to jog over and touch the base, and Harper has been retired. It goes down as a ground out to 3 for out number 1 here in the 5th inning, and that's going to bring up the catcher, JT Realmuto. Realmuto today is 1 for 2. He singled his first time up. He struck, or second time up. He struck out his first time up. His averages climbed to 264. Woodruff, working from the windup, gets the sign from the catcher, Narvaez. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it is lined right to the third baseman, Escobar. He makes a nice play, moving hard toward the third base foul line. And he makes the grab, and that is going to retire Realmuto. So a line drive to third base is out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen today is 0 for 2. He struck out both his times up. Woodruff here could really use an easy inning. He's not had a 1-2-3 inning yet. He's on his way to doing it here, and so the first pitch breaking ball to McCutchen is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Woodruff rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is now even at 1-1 to McCutchen. So here comes the 1-1. And there is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to McCutchen. Woodruff ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and it's tap foul over on the third base side. And the count remains 1-2 to Andrew McCutchen. Woodruff gets the sign from his catcher Narvaez. He goes back to work. There is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And McCutchen, for the 3rd time today, goes down on strikes. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Brandon Woodruff, the first today for him. They had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board due to the Phillies. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is Philadelphia 4, the Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the call of the 5th inning in just a couple moments. Glad you've been able to check in today to check out the action. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher again.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones. The creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
As always, thanks again, Steve, for your support. And in turn, we support Steve, whether it's Money Monday, Takeover Tuesday, or the No Filter Friday, or the Saturday morning cartoons. Be sure to check out Steve's channel at Steve Rademacher. He is one wild and crazy guy. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the 5th inning, bottom of the 5th, in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody, and we're back underway as Zach Wheeler has delivered a ball and a strike to Jackie Bradley Jr., and the count is 1-1. And there is a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul down the first base line, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jackie Bradley Jr. For today, Jackie Bradley Jr. is 0 for 1. He grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. He is entered today's game hitting 171 on the season. He has really struggled at the plate. So far this year would probably be argued his worst offensive production of his career. He has struck out 115 times in 351 at-bats. And he is really, really struggling to put the bat on the ball. And there's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 2-2. But he still brings a very valuable piece to his game. He is got a great glove. In fact, it's a fantastic glove in the outfield. And here comes the pitch from Wheeler. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is pop foul behind home plate. The count remains 2-2. Even though it's a really strong glove and a good arm, he's only won one time a gold glove in his career, and that was in 2018. So sometimes how the gold gloves are awarded are often a bone of contention for a lot of people. And there is a fastball swung on. It's tapped down the first base line, but it's just going to bounce foul on the, and it's going to be fielded by Miller in foul territory. And we're going to do the 2-2 pitch all over again. For many years, the gold gloves were handed out, and you weren't sure if it was just another offensive category. Well, last year, the Gold Glove Award was handed out to a lot of players that was definitely lifting eyebrows. I think the way that they're voting on it and the way that they're awarding the Gold Gloves are a little bit different. There's a fastball to Bradley swung on and fouled away, and the count remains 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from Wheeler. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. And there is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in hard on it is Harper. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Bradley Jr. for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. Back to the 2020 Gold Glove winners. You think of some of the winners that really lifted eyebrows last year was Evan White for the Seattle Mariners. Led all first basemen in defensive runs saved, but he hit below the Mendoza line last year, and there's a fastball delivered to Woodruff for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Woodruff today is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Comes the pitch from Wheeler. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. Wheeler certainly has had the better of his offense, or of his pitching counterpart today. He's had 2 hits off of Woodruff, and he has struck out Woodruff in Woodruff's only time up to the plate. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 2-1. Other notable Gold Glove winners that raised eyebrows last year: Cesar Hernandez for the Indians. And there's a fastball that swung on and fouled away by Woodruff, and the count is 2-2. He would be one. Another one that you don't necessarily think of for Gold Glove winners: Isaiah Kiner-Falefa won the Gold Glove at third base in the American League last year. So that was definitely another one that raised people's eyebrows. There is a fastball swung on and missed, and Woodruff is retired on strikes for the second time today. That's going to bring up Colton Wong. Another player who, when you think about it, has been more for his offensive skills. Tyler O'Neill won the Gold Glove for the Cardinals last year in the outfield and left field. And Trent Grisham, the former Brewer, was the winner in the National League in center field last year. I don't think that will be repeated. When I think of offense, when I think of defense, I don't think of Joey Gallo, but he was the right field winner for the Rangers. And here we are back to the action, and Wheeler throws a first pitch breaking ball to Colton Wong for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Wong today is 1 for 2 at the plate. He's singled and flown out to center field. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. So as I go through those Gold Glove winners from last year, it's kind of amazing on who some of those players are that have captured that hardware. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Wheeler rocks into the motion. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Wheeler gets the sign from his catcher, Realmuto. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers, and there is a fastball that misses outside. And the count now goes to 3-1. This has got an eerie feeling of the last time of the 3rd inning, where Jackie Bradley Jr. and Woodruff were retired quickly for the first 2 outs, and then Wong was able to reach base. So here comes the 3-1 to Wong. There's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul, and it's going to bound up into the seats. It's going to make the count 3-2. Of course, Wong and Peterson both were able to reach base, but Christian Yelich had grounded out to end that inning. So Wong is making it very difficult here for Zach Wheeler. In the half of the 5th inning. So here we go. Wheeler ready to go back to work. He kicks and he delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Wong for the 3rd out here in the 5th inning. So for the Brewers, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 5 complete in Milwaukee. It is the Philadelphia Phillies 4, the Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Here are our Japan Hall of Fame memories. We had an opportunity to go to the Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame a couple of years ago in Tokyo. If you get a chance, be sure to check it out if you're ever in the land of the rising sun. Here you go. Here's Hall of Fame memory number 1 on the way. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 4-0 scoreline here in the top of the, well, you just completed the bottom of the 5th inning. We're moving to the top of the 6th inning. We're going to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard around Major League Baseball. There are a lot of games underway across the league today, as it is a holiday Monday. And we right now do not have any final scores yet, but we have some action from around the league. We'll start off in Pittsburgh, where the Pirates have just scored 4 runs in their half of the 7th inning. The Pirates have taken the lead over the Detroit Tigers 6-3. In the top of the 9th inning, the Kansas City Royals are clinging to a 3-2 lead over the Baltimore Orioles. In the bottom of the 8th inning, it is a 3-2 lead for the Mets over the Washington Nationals. Our first final of the day is in. The Toronto Blue Jays have knocked off the New York Yankees 8-0. They stuck 5 runs on the board in the top of the 9th inning to close that out. The New York Mets are leading the Washington Nationals 3-2. That is in the bottom of the 8th inning. In the top of the 6th inning, the Red Sox have a 7-5 lead over the Tampa Bay Rays. The last out-of-town score is the Cubs are beating the Reds 3-1. That's in the top of the 6th. And now we're ready to get going back to the action. The first pitch to Didi Gregorius was a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Gregorius today is 0 for 2. He's grounded to second, and he's flown out to left. And there he swings in a fastball from Brandon Woodruff and misses, and the count is now 0-2. So here comes the 0-2 pitch to Gregorius. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Woodruff is back on the mound. He gets the assign from his catcher Narvaez. He goes back to work. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gregorius hits from the left side. He chokes up slightly on the bat here with 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 from Woodruff. It's a fastball ball swung on. It's grounded to the shortstop side. The Brewers are in the shift. It's fielded by Escobar, who is the third baseman, standing in the shortstop position. That's going to go down as a ground out 5-3 for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Brad Miller. Miller today is 1 for 2. He had a solo home run his last time up in the 4th inning. He's also grounded to shortstop. He's 1 for 2 today. So Woodruff gets the assign from his catcher Narvaez. He goes back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's lined, and a beautiful play by Colton Wong, who had to range to his right. He makes the grab, and that is going to retire Miller. Miller hit that ball right on the sweet spot, absolutely hammered that thing. And Wong has to run to his right to be able to make the play. A lot of range shown there by Wong. It was good 3-4 steps. And he had to go to range to his right to get the ball. And that retires Miller for the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Freddie Galvis. Galvis today is 1 for 2. He homered his first time up, and he struck out looking his last time. And here's the first pitch from Woodruff. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Woodruff goes back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 2-0 to Galvis. So 2 balls and no strikes. Woodruff gets the sign from his catcher. He kicks and delivers. There's a changeup that catches the outside corner, and the count is now 2-1. As we said today, it's the 3rd time this year that Galvis is getting the start at third base. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 2-2. The first time in his career this year he's ever played third base at the major league level. Galvis has appeared mainly as a shortstop, but he has played some second base in his career. And there's a fastball missed. That is going to retire Galvis for the 3rd out here in the 6th inning. So for the Brewers and for the Phillies in their half of the 6th, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. That is now 8 in a row retired by Brandon Woodruff. We're now through 5.5 complete. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th. It is the Philadelphia Phillies 4, the Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. The call at the bottom of the 6th inning. We're glad you're with us here. Here's our other Japanese member. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Milwaukee batting order to face Zach Wheeler. It'll be Jace Peterson, Christian Yelich, and Eduardo Escobar. So far today, Wheeler has kind of had his way with the Brewer offense. He has struck out by our books here today 7 Milwaukee hitters. He has pretty much cruised through the first 5 innings. The only inning that he had a bit of a blip was in the 3rd inning, where he, with 2 outs, allowed a couple of base hit singles, then was able to retire Christian Yelich. He's only allowed 4 hits today. He's kept the Brewers off the base paths. And he has not walked anyone today, so he's been very efficient in terms of throwing strikes. So Peterson is going to get it going. He is 1 for 2 today. He's got one of the 4 Brewer hits. He's raised his season average up to 275. He's got 5 homers and 30 RBIs. Peterson and Escobar to face the right-hander Wheeler. Wheeler is at 83 pitches through the first 5 innings of his work, and there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the third base line. Count is 0-1. It'll be curious to see if the Phillies decide to go to the bullpen after this inning, depending on where Wheeler will end up with his pitch count. Joe Girardi is going to have a decision or two to make. So here comes the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-2 to Peterson. Wheeler looking every bit the part of the power arm that he is. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-2. As we were mentioning before, he leads the league this year in many offensive categories: complete games, shutouts, innings pitched, strikeouts. It's the first time in his career that he was an all-star this year, and there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded back to the pitcher. Wheeler fields it. He's going to race over to first base. He flips it to the first baseman covering. That is going to retire Peterson. That's going to go down as a ground out 1-3 for out number 1 here in the Brewers, part of their 6th inning. It's going to bring up Christian Yelich to the plate. Yelich today is 1 for 2. He singled in the first, and he grounded out to first base in the 3rd inning. He's pulled his season average up to 253. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to Yelich. Of course, Yelich began his career as a Miami Marlin. He was originally a first-round pick of the Marlins in the 2010 draft, and here is a fastball that is swung on and missed. The count is 1-1. He was a part of a trade that sent a number of one-time prospects. Now, some of the players have made their way to the big leagues. The Marlins received Lewis Brinson, Isan Diaz, Monte Harrison, and Jordan Yamamoto. Here comes the pitch from Wheeler. It's a fastball. It's tap foul behind home plate. The count is 1-2. Brinson's had mixed reviews at the big league level. Harrison has been playing somewhat regular this year. Jordan Yamamoto was released. He was picked up by the Mets, and Isan Diaz is probably watching his opportunity go by, as Jazz Chisholm is looking like the everyday second baseman. I'm not sure where Diaz will fit in down there, if at all. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 2-2. Isan Diaz had the opportunity last year, and he ended up, I'm not sure who his agent is, or what advice he got, but he decided to opt out of the season because of COVID. And then the Marlins were playing well, and then he opted back in. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left field. It's going to get down in front of Andrew McCutchen, and that's going to be a 1-out base hit for Yelich. He is aboard with a single. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Eduardo Escobar. Obviously, for health reasons, some of the players will drop out, and we're not going to argue that. But that was an opportunity last year for Isan Diaz to potentially cement a spot for himself in the lineup for the Miami Marlins. And unfortunately for Diaz, he did come back and he had missed time and didn't really have a good season. As we said, it will be Jazz Chisholm's job to lose now down there. So Yelich is at first, and Eduardo Escobar is now the hitter. And here's the first pitch from Wheeler. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted foul down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats in the upper level. That ball was absolutely tattooed. And so we've got one strike on the batter Escobar, a long strike. Escobar today 0 for 2 at the plate, a strikeout and a pop-out. Wheeler gets the aside from his catcher, Realmuto. He holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and his count is now run quickly to 0-2. One would think if the Brewers are going to do some damage here, it's going to have to come, well, possibly in this inning here with the runner on first. You've got the heart of the order at the plate. They've got to find a way to claw a run or two back here, as it's going to be turned over to the bullpens here shortly. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Escobar is retired for the third out of the inning. Or sorry, for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Omar Narvaez. Narvaez today is 1 for 2. He has popped out to third base and he's singled. He bats from the left side. Not a lot of left-handed batting catchers in the big leagues. He is one of those ones who are rare who does swing from the left side, but got a couple of switch hitters, but not too many that are predominantly left-handed sticks. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike. When you think of good left-handed hitting catchers, you really have to put your thought into it. We're not talking about switch hitters. We're talking about left-handed hitters, of who those would be over the years without hitting the Google keys. Or the keys to search on Google. Here's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 0-2. Hey, Google, stop. So here's the 0-2 pitch to Omar Narvaez. And we've got Steve Rademacher in the house, trying to pull some late inning heroics out for the Brew Crew. And there is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Narvaez. The runner at first is Yelich. Wheeler's pitch count is quickly ratcheting up here. This is pitch 98. He has just completed to Narvaez. This is going to be pitch number 99. One would think that this is going to be his last inning of work. I don't know if Girardi would bring him back out for the 7th inning. I'm sure to a man in the Brewer dugout, they will be happy with that. So here comes the 1-2. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Narvaez on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Brewers in their half of the 6th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. They're through 6 complete in Milwaukee. It is the Philadelphia Phillies 4, the Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll find out if Wheeler is going to be left in the game or not, because he's leading off the inning in the next inning, and that'll determine if he stays or doesn't. Stick with us, everybody. We'll be back after this from our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
That's Matt Hollis. Thanks again, Matt, for your support of our channel, and in turn, we support his. Be sure to check out another Hollis build. He has always got some interesting things going on. The San Diego native has got all kinds of animals on his property, and he is a big Padres fan, but we won't hold that against him. We do appreciate Matt and his support for our channel. We are moving now to the last half of the 6th inning. Check that. It's going to be the top half of the 7th inning. It's got to get a little bit straight over here. It's been either a late night or an early morning. I'm not sure which one it is as we're through 6. It's going to be the hitters coming up for the Phillies. It'll be a Zach Wheeler. It'll be Adubel Herrera or Gene Segura. But instead, it's going to be Ronald Torres, who is going to be pinch hitting for the pitcher Wheeler. So we know his day is done, and there is a changeup that misses inside. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. So Torres digs in, and the 1-0 pitch is a breaking ball. B. Hector Neris coming in for the Phillies in the next inning, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away by Torres. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's also action in the Brewers bullpen. They have a left-hander up and throwing. And there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. See if we can see who the lefty is for the Brewers. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Torres. Here's the pitch from Woodruff. It's a fastball that misses up and in. They asked for help down the first baseline, but the first base umpire said he didn't go. And the count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. So here comes the 3-2 to Torres. Woodruff kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded past the third baseman Escobar into left field. Yelich moves over to field it. He's going to pick it up, and he's going to fire it in. It's going to hold Torres to a single. So he is the runner at first, and that's going to bring up the top of the order, Adubel Herrera. That ball was absolutely scorched. It was just past the glove of Escobar. As I watch Escobar move to that ball, I hate to say it, but he really looked like he was one of those ball dudes over in San Francisco trying to get to the ball. It looked like he fell over in the process of trying to go and get it rather than actually diving to get it. So here comes the first pitch to Herrera, and he squares the bunt, and it's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. So the 9 spot has been a bit of a nemesis for Woodruff today. 2 singles by Wheeler, and then the pinch hitter Torres also with a base hit single. So here comes the 1-0 pitch to Herrera. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-0. Herrera will be a tough guy to double up here in this situation. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Woodruff holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There is a changeup swung on and missed, and the count is 2-1. It was a good pitch. Fastball count. Herrera looking to jump out of his socks, and it was a changeup that was down in the just below the knees. He went after and swung at and missed. So here we go back to the action. He kicks and delivers. There is another changeup swung on and missed, and Herrera was way out in front of that one. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Narvaez gives the signals to his pitcher Woodruff. Can be interesting to see what he has here. And there is another changeup that misses down and away. Count is 3-2. That was the 100th pitch of the ball game for Woodruff. One would think that the Brewers here are going to try to ride him out here in the 7th inning. If he can retire Herrera, he'll probably continue on until maybe Bryce Harper steps to the plate. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball, and that misses outside, and that is going to be ball 4. And the first 2 batters for the Phillies are aboard here in the half of the 7th inning, and that is going to bring out the manager, Craig Counsell, and he is going to make the pitching change right here and now. He's going to the lefty. So we're going to get a pitching change. So hang tight, everybody. When you stay with us, when you come on back in just a couple moments, we'll have all the updates for you. We have a lefty coming in for the Brew Crew. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change for the Milwaukee Brewers. It is going to be the lefty Brent Suter coming in to replace Brandon Woodruff. Suter on the year had himself a decent campaign for the Brewers. He's got 12 wins against 5 defeats. This is going to be the 53rd game he is appearing in. He's had 1 start this year. He's worked in 65 2/3 innings, allowing 65 hits. 20 walks, and he has struck out 65 batters. And of course, he is a Harvard graduate, and he is originally a 31st round pick of the Brewers back in the 2012 draft. He is working at the major league level in his 6th season with the Brewers. But this is arguably one of the finer years of his career. Right here, he had a couple of years ago, he worked limited innings for the Brewers, and he posted an ERA of 0.49 in 18 1/3 innings. This is the 2nd most amount of innings that he has worked in his career. So the day for Woodruff is done. The runners on 1st and 2nd are his responsibility. It's not exactly the best day for Woodruff. He had a hard time keeping the ball in the yard, allowing 3 home runs. And of course, one was a 2-run homer. And here we are back to the live action. And the first pitch from Suter to Gene Segura is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Segura. Suter holds at the belt. He delivers. There is a changeup taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Suter gets the sign from his catcher, Narvaez. He's got a very interesting looking delivery. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. When he comes to the set position, he really is hunched over. It's like he's almost squatting, going into a squat. He holds the ball far away from his body, and then he goes into the motion. So here comes the 2-1 pitch to Segura. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. This is a good spot to be swinging away here. This could potentially blow the game apart. It's a 4-0 lead here for the Phillies in the top of the 7th inning. The runner at second is Reynaldo Torres. The runner at first is Adubel Herrera. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Segura, and it's a fastball that misses off the outside corner for ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Bryce Harper. So Harper strides to the plate today who is 1 for 3. Harper is homered and knocked in a pair of runs in the first inning when Gene Segura was able to find a way on board, and then he lined out to the right fielder his second time up, and then he hit an easy ground ball to first base his last time up. There's been some banter around baseball as far as who is going to be the National League MVP candidates, and Harper's name has slid into that mix. There's a first pitch fastball from Suter taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So here comes the 0-1 pitch to Harper. The pitch is delivered and it's missed outside, and the count now runs even to 1 ball and 1 strike. There's been different players that have joined the race and fallen out of the race, and certainly Harper has been a lead addition to the race. There's a pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. You go back about a month ago, the front runner for National League MVP had to be Fernando Tatis Jr., but Tatis Jr. has had some injury issues. He's been moved off of the shortstop position. So here's the 1-2 from Suter. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains 1-2 on Harper. Other names who've cropped up into that mix have been Max Muncy, who's outside of his batting average has had a very productive year, home run wise and RBI wise, very clutch hitting for the Dodgers, important part of their team. Freddie Freeman of the Atlanta Braves is another one. If they don't have Freddie Freeman, they're probably not going anywhere. And there's a fastball that misses upstairs to Harper, and the count now runs 2-2. Some people will argue that Trey Turner is one of them, but I'm not sure that Trey Turner would be one that would be, in my opinion, considered. Some dark horses that have been kicked around. Manny Machado was one. Obviously, he's having a nice year. There's a breaking ball to Harper, swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 2-2. Buster Posey, Chris Bryant, but I can't see how Chris Bryant would be an MVP candidate. He's had a decent year, and he's not, obviously, he's been on 2 teams. He hasn't been outstanding. And then, of course, Bryce Harper, who is here at the plate right now, 2-2. There's a fastball from Suter that misses low and in, and the count is now 3-2 to Harper. And with nobody out, there's nowhere to put him, so he's going to have to give him something to hit. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the top of the 7th inning. There's nobody out. Suter is in relief of Woodruff. He comes set, he kicks and delivers, and there is a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike on the inside corner. And Bryce Harper has gone down looking for the first out of the inning. That was a clutch piece of pitching by Suter to throw that fastball in on the inside corner, and he gets the call, and Harper, there's no disputing that. He was looking for something else, and that got a lot of the inside corner of the plate. He walks away and says nothing. And he's going to bring up the catcher, JT Realmuto. So Brewer fans are raising a glass, and Philly fans are pounding their fists into the table. So here we go. Here comes the first pitch to JT Realmuto. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 0-1. Realmuto today is 1 for 3. He singled in the third. He struck out and lined out to third base his other times up. He is raised. Here's the pitch to Realmuto, and it is swung on. It is grounded to short, over to second for 1, back to first. And the Brewers have got themselves out of a jam. It is a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning, and they are going to be lamenting this seventh inning as lost opportunity for sure, as this is going to retire the side for the Phillies. So the Phillies load the bases with nobody out and come up with absolutely nothing. They had no runs in the inning. There were 1 hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is the Philadelphia Phillies for the Milwaukee Brewers, nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few minutes for all the action. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher again. Be sure to check out his channel when you have an opportunity.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Thanks again, Steve. We appreciate you and your support of our channel, and in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Remember, every day he's got a theme, from Money Money Monday, Takeover Tuesday, No Filter Friday, Saturday morning cartoons, and his shout-outs on Sunday are all a part of his channel. He is pretty regular, and he's always got some entertaining things. Be sure to check him out when you get a chance. That's Steve Rademacher, supporter of our channel, and we do of his. Coming up for the Brewers in their half of the 7th inning schedule, it'll be Luis Arias, Rowdy Tellez, and Jackie Bradley Jr. There is a pitching change happening for the Philadelphia Phillies. We'll confirm that as it happens, as Zach Wheeler was pinch hit for. I believe we're going to see Hector Neris coming into the ball game, as he was the only one getting ready in the Philly bullpen last inning. We'll just get confirmation for that and bring you all of his information. Neris is having himself a quality season here, and we'll see what that is going to bring us. For Hector Neris, for him, he is 2-5 on the season. He's got a 3.38 ERA. He's got 61 games pitched. He's worked 58 2/3 innings. He's also got 12 saves on the season. You know, as I watched the ground ball double play that Realmuto had hit into, in some ways, you almost want to ask yourself, if you're the runner going from second to third, and I wouldn't say this, that if Herrera would have ran into that ball, he'd still have the bases loaded, and they'd still be batting right now. And unfortunately, that would have ran the double play. And there's a fastball to Arias, swung on and missed for strike one. I mean, that's not conventional. You wouldn't want to do that. So Ronaldo Torres is going to stay in the game. He's going to play third base. He has replaced Freddie Galvis. So Galvis is now out of the game, and the pitcher spot will be in the 8th hole of the batting order. So a double switch. That first pitch from Neris Arias makes it 0-1, and here comes the second pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away down the third base side, and the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Arias, Tellez, and Bradley Jr. here to hit for the Brewers. And of course, the pitcher's spot is up 4th in the inning. And we'll have somebody coming up for Suter, I'm sure, if we get there. So Neris gets the assign from Realmuto. He comes set at the belt. He kicks and he delivers, and there is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Luis Arias is retired on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. Tellez today is 0 for 2. He struck out both of his times up to the plate. He's had 1 of each variety. 1 has been looking and 1 has been swinging. He's probably happy that Zach Wheeler is off the mound. He'll take his chances with the right-hander Neris. And here's the first pitch from Neris. It's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. We're keeping our eyes around baseball for other final scores. There's a couple of more finals have checked in. There's a fastball that misses outside at 95 miles an hour. And the count is now 2-0. The New York Mets fell to the Washington Nationals today 4-3. Finnegan gets the win. He's 5-6. Diaz takes the loss. He drops to 5-5. The only other final score is the Royals beat the Orioles 3-2. And there's a fastball at 95 miles an hour that Tellez swings and misses at, and the count is now 2 balls and a strike. Tapia got the win for the Royals. Sulcer took the loss. Barlow got the save for the Royals. Of course, earlier we told you that the Yankees lost to the Blue Jays 8-0. Hyun-Jin Ryu picked up his 13th win, and there's a fastball delivered to Tellez down, and it's 3-1. And Jameson Taillon took the loss. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Tellez. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Brewers are trailing the Phillies 4-0. They're looking to find a way on the board. And there's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep right center field. Moving back on the warning track is the center fielder Herrera. He's going to have to play it off the wall. And Rowdy Tellez is going to cruise into second base with a stand-up double with 1 out here in the 7th inning. And is going to bring up the center fielder, Jackie Bradley Jr. So the Brewers are showing some life here in their half of the 7th inning. Interesting to see if Jackie Bradley Jr. is indeed going to be the batter. Let's see if they make an announcement here or if he's going to come to hit. He is not. And he is going to stay in the ballgame. He's 0 for 2 today. I would have thought that maybe they would have considered pinch hitting for JBJ. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. Jackie Bradley Jr. has really struggled at the plate this year. He almost got hit by the pitch on that one there. It was very close. He had the hopscotch out of the way. As Realmuto actually does a poor job of receiving it. He backhanded that ball. There is a breaking ball swung and missed on, and the count is 1-1. There is a left-hander up in the Philadelphia Phillies bullpen. And Daniel Vogelbach, the hero of last night's game, has made his way on deck. So here comes the pitch, and Neris steps off the mound, and he looks Tellez back to the base. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Jackie Bradley Jr. The runner at second is Rowdy Tellez. And here comes the pitch to Jackie Bradley Jr. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. So 1-2 to Jackie Bradley Jr. Neris checks the runner at second. He holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. I really don't understand the approach of attacking Jackie Bradley Jr. here. He's really dancing around him. It's not like JBJ is a threat at the plate to hit the ball. He's batting below 170 on the season now. The mindset is going to be attack and go after him. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Neris kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul behind home plate. And the count remains at 2-2. So 2-2. Bradley waits on the pitch from Neris. Neris gets the sign from Ramoto, and he shakes him off once. And now he shakes him off again, and now Jackie Bradley Jr. has asked for time. We're going to try this all over again. They've got a touch system going on here with the runner at second base, and here's the pitch that is going to bring up the pinch hitter Daniel Vogelbach, the hero of last night's game. As we mentioned earlier, it was the first time in Brewers history that a pinch hit grand slam had been hit to end the ball game. So Vogelbach steps up to the plate. He is batting .220 on the season. He's got 8 homers and 20 runs batted in. The former All-Star was an All-Star in 2019 with the Mariners. He hit 30 bombs that season. First base is open. And they do have a left-hander in the bullpen, but one would think that they're going to face him right here. Vogelbach has got the power. He just doesn't have the consistency. Who he reminds me of in some regards, just in terms of his physical stature. Those of you who are out there, you may remember Bob Hamlin, who played with Kansas City and Detroit, the Hammer. He was a big guy. He was like 270, 280 pounds, and Vogelbach's very similar. And Vogelbach takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. In his career against Hector Neris, he is 1 for 1. He hit a double against Neris in his only time he faced him. So again, Vogelbach steps out. Neris is taking his time on the mound. As we said, with the runner on second base, they use a tap system. The catcher Realmuto is touching all his body parts before he drops the number down. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-2 to Vogelbach. So the Brewers are going to find a way to claw themselves back into this game here. The Phillies blew an opportunity to blow it open by loading the bases in their half of the 7th inning and coming away with nothing. So here comes the 0-2 pitch to Vogelbach. It's a changeup that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. Vogelbach is a very big man. I don't know if his size necessarily matches what he is listed at. He's listed at 6 foot 270. And his arms are absolutely massive. He is a solid individual. I'm sure that if he didn't have a career playing baseball, an offensive line would be looking at him somewhere else. And again, Vogelbach has asked for time as Neris is taking his time. He's not very happy. He steps out. I don't know what size helmet Vogelbach wears, but whatever it is, it's got to be one of the larger sizes. He's got an absolutely huge neck. Kind of his shoulders go right into his neck. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And he's going to retire the side here for the Brewers in their half of the seventh inning. So for Milwaukee in their half of the seventh, there was no runs. There was one hit, the double by Tellez, no errors, and he was stranded on base. We are moving to the top of the eighth inning. It is the Philadelphia Phillies 4, the Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the eighth inning in just a few minutes. We're glad you're with us. Here's another one of our Hall of Fame moments. Check out the bullpen cart.
Would you like to support Last Drafts Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan, but we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Drafts Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the eighth inning. It is going to be Andrew McCutchen, Didi Gregorius, and Brad Miller coming to bat to face the Milwaukee Brewers in their half, and it looks like we will probably have a pitching change on our hands. We have a few items that we've got to try to do here. We're a little bit on the short side. We're looking for some stuff here. We're a little bit with our technology, a little bit struggling to keep things going. Hopefully we can get the call back up here in just a moment or two. And we're getting everything back in our controls again. It's going to be Brad Boxberger coming on in relief for the Brewers. He is going to be taking over for Brent Suter. So Brad Boxberger is getting himself set and ready to go. As we said, he's going to face McCutchen, Gregorius, and Miller here in the eighth inning as we're ready to resume action. So here's the first pitch from Boxberger. He kicks and delivers. It's swung on by McCutchen. This ball is driven into deep left center field. Going back onto the warning track is Jackie Bradley Jr., and he's going to watch that one sail into the Brewer bullpen. And Andrew McCutchen has homered here to lead off the eighth inning to extend the lead to 5-0 for the Phillies over the Brewers. This is the fourth homer of the ball game for the Phillies. That is the 24th home run of the season for Andrew McCutchen after striking out his first three times up against the starter Brandon Woodruff. He has welcomed Brad Boxberger with all arms here in the eighth inning. And that is the fifth run of the ball game for the Phillies. It was an absolute scorcher, a no-doubter. So 5-0 now for the Phillies as we're here in the top of the eighth inning. That is going to bring to bat the shortstop, Didi Gregorius. Gregorius today is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and he's flown out once. I don't know what's going on between these pitchers and the hitters here in the last couple innings. A lot of time has having been called, and we had to do it all over again here. Gregorius has now got himself set. Here comes the first pitch from Boxberger. It's a breaking ball down. They appeal over to Jim Wolf, the third base umpire. They say he doesn't go. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Didi Gregorius. Boxberger goes back to work, and there he swings at a changeup down in the dirt. The count is 1-1. Gregorius will now be followed by Brad Miller, and there will be the pitcher spot coming up as Hector Neris was involved in a double switch. And again, they get to wear one of those Philadelphia Philly golf hats. There's a check swing that's fouled off, and it gets a piece of the catcher, Narvaez. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Gregorius, but they're going to give Narvaez a moment here to walk around. Looked like it may have caught him in the hand on the foul tip. The trainer has now come out to have a look at him. Catch that one again. The pitch goes down. Where his pitch, and actually it looks like it was off his foot. It looks like it got the inside of the foot, area where he doesn't always have a lot of protection. It's fortunate it wasn't his hand, because his hand was left exposed out the back side. Home plate umpire today is John Tumpain, so he has done his due diligence to give as much time as possible. He's cleaned off the plate. He's walked out to the mound to flip a ball to the pitcher. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to Gregorius. Suter kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Boxberger back to work. He kicks and delivers. There is a changeup that misses low, and the count is now 2-2 to Gregorius. Brad Boxberger has been around the league. And there is a pitch delivered. It's a changeup that misses down and in, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Gregorius. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away off the catcher again. Count remains 3-2. Originally, Boxberger, he was drafted twice. He was drafted out of high school in the 20th round by the Kansas City Royals. He was then redrafted in the first round by the Cincinnati Reds of the University of Southern California. At the major league level, Boxberger has been with a number of ball clubs. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses up and away. And Didier Gregorius has got himself a walk, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Brad Miller, to the plate. He began his professional career with the San Diego Padres. He was then moved to the Tampa Bay Rays. He then ended up in the Arizona Diamondback camp. He was traded there. Then he was with Kansas City for a season in 19. He was with the Marlins last year, and here he is with the Brewers this year. And this is arguably his best year that he's had since his All-Star year. So you wouldn't know it today the way he's been pitching, as the runner at first is Gregorius, and Brad Miller steps to the dish. 5-0, the Phillies lead it, and there's a fastball swung on. It is grounded, and it gets through the diving first baseman all the way into right field. Rowdy Tellez couldn't stop the ball. Gregorius goes first to third. It's a base hit for Brad Miller. He is aboard with a single. The Phillies have got more stuff going here in their half of the inning. It's 5-0, and they're looking for more. Supposed to be Hector Neris on deck, but we definitely know that we're not going to see Neris. It's going to be Travis Jankowski coming to hit. And we have a conference on the mound as the pitching coach has come out to talk to his defense and to Boxberger. There is a lefty up and throwing now in the Milwaukee bullpen. So Travis Jankowski strides to the plate. Hitting for the pitcher, Neris. So Boxberger ready to go back to the action. He holds at the chest. The first pitch is a fastball that misses low and away, and the count is 1-0. Jankowski is in his first year with Philadelphia. He's been a Padre and a Red over the course of his career. He's batting .244 on the season with a homer and 10 RBIs. And the 1-0 pitch is taken for a called strike, and the count now evens to 1-1 to Jankowski. Ronald Torres, who's come into the game at third base, waits his turn on deck. So runners are on the corners, nobody out. Here's the pitch from Boxberger. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul over the third base dugout, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Comes the 1-2 from Boxberger. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that backs Jankowski off the plate, and the count goes 2-2. This game really has been a game of opportunities lost and opportunities gained. There's been opportunities for the Brewers to get back in this thing. And there's a changeup that misses down, and the count is now 3-2. Obviously, loading the bases in their half of the check that. I guess loading the bases for the Phillies to pile it on in the 7th inning to blow it apart never happened. There's a breaking ball down, and Jankowski has drawn himself a walk to load the bases. That is going to bring up Ronald Torres to the plate. So the bases are loaded, and Torres is striding to the dish. This is the second time in as many innings as the Phillies have had the bases loaded, and so far they've only got 1 run to show for it. Think about the Brewers missing opportunities. Brewers have had their fair share of runners on. They've had 4 runners stranded on base. Actually, check that, 5 runners stranded on base in the ball game today. The infield is in for the Brewers. It's crunch time right now. It's do or die time. They're going to have to make some decisions here. They're either going to get blown out here, or they're going to have to stop it right now so they can stay in the game. And the first pitch is swung on, and it's through the 6-hole into left field. It's past the diving third baseman Escobar. And that is a base hit RBI for Torres. That's his 2nd hit of the game since he has come in to replace the pitcher Wheeler and Freddie Galvis defensively. That's going to move everybody up a spot on the bases, as DJ Gregorius has crossed the plate to make the score now 6-0 for the Phillies. So Miller advances to third, Jankowski is at second, and the runner at first is Torres. That brings the top of the order up. Dubal Herrera, and that is going to do it for Brad Boxberger. He came into the game, faced 5 hitters, and failed to retire anybody. And now the Brewers are going back to the bullpen, and we're going to take a time out here to get caught up on all the paperwork we need to do. So once again, everybody, we appreciate y'all for being here. Stick around. It's bases loaded, pitching change here for the Brew Crew. We'll be back in just a moment.
Would you like to support Last Wraps Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan, but we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Wraps Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did. Are you into digital cards? Last Wraps Baseball has you covered as we do daily Top Spunt Digital 21 card breaks. This new wave of collecting allows baseball fans to collect digital cards and compete against each other for prizes. Check out our daily breaks and send us a trade to Last Wraps. Be sure to tell your friends.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change for the Milwaukee Brewers, and they're going to a left-hander, Daniel Norris, to come into the game. Norris has appeared in 50 games this year. He's got a 2-3 record. He's got an ERA of a 6.12. 50 innings of work. He's walked 28 batters and struck out 54. Norris is coming over to the Brewers as a part of a trade with the Detroit Tigers in the midseason. He is ready to face the top of the order Odubel Herrera. The first pitch from Norris is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1. Herrera today is 0 for 3. He's flown up to center field twice. He's popped to short, and he drew a walk his last time up. Herrera is hitting here with the bases loaded. It's a 6-0 scoreline for the Phillies. The runner at third is Miller. The runner at second, Jankowski. And the runner at first is Torres. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2 to Herrera. So no balls and 2 strikes. Herrera will be followed by Gene Segura. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Norris kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and pop foul over on the third base side. That's going to reach the seats, and the count is going to remain at no balls and 2 strikes. Daniel Norris has got to come in here and close the door, or this game is going to get out of hand. If it hasn't already, it's a 6-0 scoreline for the Phillies. We got 2 on the board here in the 8th inning. Norris gets the sign from his catcher Narvaez. He goes into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a ground ball back to second. The ball is thrown. He turns to second to try to start a play. I have no idea record to the mound why he doesn't go to the plate to get the force. Nobody will know. He throws the ball to second base. It's a poor throw to second. The ball is not fielded. It hits the ground. They can't get the out at second base. And so we're going to have the bases loaded and a run on the board. I don't know what Pat Murphy, the bench coach, is looking at. Maybe he's thinking that they possibly were able to get there in time. I don't think they did, but the run has crossed the plate. Absolute terrible decision-making. I don't know what was in their thoughts. They needed to get the force at the plate. There's nobody out. You have a pure comebacker right to the pitcher. And for those of you who are Milwaukee Brewer fans, this is what the Detroit Tigers have had to witness and watch for all of their time. And I can see maybe why they're going upstairs. Torres was on the base safely, and then he went past the base, but there was no tag applied. So we'll get to that in a second. I'm just finish my rant with Daniel Norris. Daniel Norris is a pitcher in the Tigers organization for a number of years, and I got a chance to watch that regular. And it was absolutely embarrassing. That ball there needed to be delivered back to the plate to get the run at the plate and then maybe throw down to first. So the umpires have taken their headsets off, and the runner at second is safe on the manager's challenge. So the bases have remained loaded, and that's going to go down in the scorebooks as an error on the pitcher for the poor throw to second base. At least that's how we would rule it. We haven't got any official score line on that yet. But another run has crossed the plate, and the bases are loaded. That brings up Gene Segura, and the pitch from Norris is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Inexcusable. You walk into the game, you've got nobody out, bases loaded. You've got a comebacker to the mound. Why he doesn't go to the plate to retire the runner, I have no idea. And then they would have had the throw to second. Here's a fastball swung on. This is turned on. This ball is drilled into left field, and this ball is going to reach the seats. It's a grand slam for Gene Segura. More than likely going to clear the seats in Milwaukee, as Segura has hit himself a grand slam. Unbelievable bonehead baseball that sets up that. That ought to put the icing on the cake. So another run has crossed the board, and this is all with nobody out here in the 8th inning for the Philadelphia Phillies. That's got to bring Bryce Harper to the plate. So 7 runs are in for the Phillies. I don't know what Gene Segura is doing as he goes around the bases celebrating. But he gets to wear that golf hat again in the dugout, and that brings up, got a pinch hitter coming up now for Bryce Harper. We're a little behind on some of the information that we're getting. The first pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. There's another pitch that misses down low, and the count is 1-1. This is Matt Vierling at the plate. So Vierling is hitting for Harper, as this game has been blown apart here in the 8th inning. And the pitch from Norris is a fastball swung on, and it's driven down into the netting down the right field line. And the count now to Vierling is 1-2. Well, we appreciate all of you who have stayed with us here through this inning. If you're a Phillies fan, you're definitely celebrating. If you're a Brewers fan, you're probably about 7 or 8 beers deep now. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Vierling. Norris holds at the chest. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and that is lifted foul down the first base line, and the count remains at 2-2. So JT Realmuto waits on deck. Here's a pitch. It's swung on. It's grounded to second. It's scooped up by Colton Wong. He throws to first, and Vierling is retired. That's going to go down as a ground out, 4-3 for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, JT Realmuto. Realmuto today is 1 for 4. He singled in the third. He struck out. He's flown out to right field, and he's grounded into a double play. So here comes the first pitch from Norris. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Will be followed by Andrew McCutchen, who got this inning going with a home run to lead off the inning. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. So here comes the pitch from Norris. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now runs to 2-1. So Brad Boxberger got this going. He couldn't retire anybody. He was actually charged with the first 5 runs of the inning, 4 of which were earned. Here comes the pitch to Realmuto. It's a changeup swung on and fouled away. The count now runs even to 2-2. But the big piece here was Daniel Norris, with the bases loaded, getting a comebacker right to the mound and not going home with it. He turned it. He went to second. And then there was an error on the play on the throw, and there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 3-2. And that was absolutely unbelievable. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Realmuto. Norris kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's driven into right field for a base hit. It's a single for Realmuto. This inning, and the still not out of the inning yet, as this is going to be the 10th batter coming to the plate. As Andrew McCutchen comes up, he began the inning with a solo shot homer for Brad Box. First pitch from Norris to McCutchen. It's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left field. Moving over underneath it is Christian Yelich. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire McCutchen for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to the shortstop, Didi Gregorius. Gregorius today is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice. He's flown out to left field, and he walked and scored a run earlier in this inning. He's the 11th batter coming to the plate to face Brewer pitching in the inning. Here comes the pitch from Norris. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch from Norris. It's a fastball that misses low and away. And the count goes to 1-1. And here's the pitch from Norris. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Those Brewer fans who are out here listening, it's a tough day when you come off a very high win like last night on the walk-off grand slam by Vogelbach, and you come out and you lay an absolute clunker against the Phillies. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gregorius. Brad Miller is waiting his turn on deck. Probably the hitters are sprinting up to face the Brewer pitching right now. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into center field. Moving to his left is Jackie Bradley Jr. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to put an end to the inning here in the 8th inning for the Philadelphia Phillies. They bat around in the inning. They score 7 times in their half of the 8th inning. They ended up with 4 hits, so 7 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 error, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 7.5 innings in Milwaukee. It is the Philadelphia Phillies 11, the Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the 8th inning. We're glad you're here to check it out. Thanks for being here. Here's our friend Matt.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down, 'cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, That's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 8th inning, and coming up for the Brewers, it's going to be the top of the order. It's going to be Colton Wong, Jace Peterson, and Christian Yelich. And we've got ourselves a 11-0 ball game as the game went sideways there in the top half of the 8th inning. And the first pitch to Colton Wong is a fastball taken for a called strike. Matt Moore is on the hill for the Phillies. He's coming into work. This is his 22nd appearance of the season. He is 2-4, and he throws a breaking ball that's swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-2. Matt Moore is returned to North America as he spent last season with the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks in the NPB. And before going over to Japan, he had some time with the Detroit Tigers. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Colton Wong is retired for the first out of the 8th inning. So 1 up and 1 away. Moore, unfortunately, had a number of times throughout his career that he had suffered some serious injuries when he was pitching with the Tigers. He'd come off the mound to field a bunt or a slow rolling hit, and he actually tore his Achilles tendon fielding the ball. So it was nothing to do with arm problems for that time. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. But he did have some arm issues early in his career. But Matt Moore has been a survivor at the professional level, big league level. So Jace Peterson is at bat. The count here is no balls and 1 strike. Moore goes back to work, and there's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-1. He was originally a 8th round pick of the Tampa Bay Rays way back in the 2007 draft. And Moore spent the first number of years in his career, and there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-2. He was 6 years in the Tampa organization. He was an all-star in 2013 when he went 17-4. And so with Tampa Bay, he then went on to the Giants, and there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and there's 2 up and 2 away, and both are via the strikeout. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Christian Yelich. They've got a little bit of repair work going on by the dugout. Some security stuff happening there, and here comes the first pitch, and it is a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. So Moore went on to be with the Giants, and he was with Texas and Detroit, and then, of course, last season went on overseas to Japan for a year. So here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch from Moore. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike, and Matt Moore has come on and struck out the side here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Those were probably 3 of the most uncompetitive at-bats for the Milwaukee Brewers, making Matt Moore look like a Cy Young Award winner. So there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base as the Brewers go down on strikes for all 3 of their bats. We are now moving to the top of the ninth inning. It is the Philadelphia Phillies 11, the Milwaukee Brewers no score. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Thanks for being here with us, everybody. We really appreciate it. Our hobbyist, largest, saying he's at Arby's now listening in. I'm going to stay in chat and do it the chat here for a second. Our friend the hobbyist has been a big supporter of our channels, and in turn we like to support him as well. Be sure you check out his channel. And there's nothing more that I would love to do is to chow down on an Arby's. Unfortunately, I haven't been eating the beef for quite a while. That was one of my favorite places to get to. And get a little bit of that horsey sauce on your stuff and get some of those curly fries and you're good to go. Well, 11-0 lead here for the Phillies, moving to the top of the ninth inning. And unfortunately for Milwaukee, they're probably not going to make the comeback today. So we're going to see how the rest of this game stretches out. We are going to give you some scores from around Major League Baseball. We'll take a look at that out on scoreboard and see what is happening around the league. We have a number of different finals that are now creeping in. We mentioned earlier some of the finals before were the Blue Jays beating the Yankees 8-0, the Nationals knocking off the Mets 4-3, and the Royals beating the Orioles 3-2. Other final score that's in, the Cubs knocked off the Reds 4-3. Efros got the win. The loss goes to Lorenzen, and Morgan picked up the save. Here we go back to the live action, and we have a pitching change right now for the Brewers. And it's Luke Maile who's in the game, and the first pitch is delivered for a strike. Luke Maile was the catcher the other night for the Brewers against the Cardinals, and he's in there throwing flutter balls. So this is the first time I've got a chance to see a pitcher come in, or a hitter come in, the pitch. So Maile is in, eats some innings up here for the Brewers, and the pitch is a breaking ball at 60 miles an hour, swung on and missed. The count is now 2-2 to Brad Miller. So this is the third career pitching appearance for Maile. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted foul, and it's going to reach the seats. And the count is still 1-2. So he's up there throwing knuckleballs. We've got a floater that floated up to the plate earlier, and you can just see how he's gripping the pitch. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. The pitch misses inside. The count is 2-2. So Maile doesn't know where it's going. The hitter doesn't know where it's going. Nobody knows where it's going. Not sure what people think of this. I actually don't think it's a bad thing for baseball when we get in these situations where you put the positional players into hit, and there's a fastball that misses inside. The count is 3-2. Say that because really at this point in the game, there's not a whole lot left to do. My hobbyist says, "Are you a vegan?" No, I like my meat. Here comes the pitch, and it is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving back on the warning track is Peterson, and he's going to watch that sail into the Phillies bullpen. And that is a home run for Brad Miller. And so he has got his second homer of the game. And that is an RBI. And so now we've got a 12-0 ball game. Obvious asked the question if we're the vegan. No, just can't eat really the red meats anymore. The only thing that really doesn't bother me is pork, and it's probably my least enjoyable meat. I do like my chicken and my turkey and like to eat the fish, but other stuff is off the board. And here comes the first pitch to Travis Jankowski, and he takes it for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Maile kicks and delivers. I'd like to call it a fastball, but at 70 miles an hour, I'm not sure what you call it. It would be a ball upstairs for 2-0. So 2 balls and no strike. The catcher, Luke Maile, is now on the hill for the Brewers, and there's a pitch to Jankowski. It's swung on. It's lifted over to the third base side. Moving over underneath it is Eduardo Escobar is going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Jankowski for the first out here in the 9th inning. That is going to bring up Ronaldo Torres. The 9-hole spot in the batting order has been a thorn in the Brewers' side. They are combined 4 for 4 today. Zach Wheeler has 2 hits. Torres has 2 hits, and he takes a knuckleball over for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch, and it is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count now goes to 0-2 to Ronald Torres. So this game got out of hand in a hurry in the 8th inning with the grand slam, but certainly it was the error that really changed the pace of the game. And there's a knuckleball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. The count means at no balls and 2 strikes. So no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It is swung on. It's grounded to short. It's fielded by Urias. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Torres in the ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the top of the order, Odubel Herrera scheduled to bat. Herrera today looking for his first hit. He's been on base a couple of times. He's officially 0 for 4. He's flown out to center field twice. He's popped to short. He's walked, and he reached in the last inning on the error by the pitcher. So 2 away. Here's the pitch from Maley. It's a knuckleball swung on, and Herrera goes the other way. They had him playing in the shift. And Christian Yelich comes up, and Herrera is safe at first with a single. Gets his first hit of the ball game. He is off the schneid, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Gene Segura. Segura has been all over the base paths today. The first pitch to him is a curveball that swung on and fouled off, and the count is 0-1. He hit a grand slam homer in the 8th inning his last time up. He singled and scored a run in the first. He singled in the third. He bounced into a fielder's choice in the 4th, and he walked in the 7th. So here comes the pitch to Segura, and it is a knuckleball at 57 miles an hour that misses up and in, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-1 to Segura. Segura is up here hitting. He's got a big grin on his face as he's waiting for the pitcher, and there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-2. That might be the best pitch Segura might see in this entire at-bat. You watch that one go by and catch the corner, but he's still got a big smile on his face as he stands in there. He's looking out toward the pitcher, Maley. Kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's tapped over to first base. It's fielded by Tellez. He's going to race over and step on the bag, and Segura is going to be retired for the third out of the 9th inning. And so for the Phillies in their half of the inning, they had 1 run in the inning. There was 2 hits, there were no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We are moving to the bottom of the 9th inning in Milwaukee. It is the Brewers trailing the Phillies 12-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the call of the bottom of the 9th inning.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
We appreciate you, Matt Hollis. Thanks for being here with us. And the hobbyist is calling for the biggest comeback in Brewers history. I'm not sure about that one. And he says he saw a 78 tops Schmidt in that commercial. I'm not sure if Matt's got that one or not. I haven't looked at it tightly. He does run things through there pretty quick, and I know that he has a couple of chickens in there that are probably no longer there. They do check. They want to check Luke Maley, and then first base umpire says, no, he's not going to do it. They were going to go over and check him for substance. Come on now. Let's get serious here. It's 11-0 ball game. I don't think Luke Maley's rubbing up the ball there. So here we go. We're going back into the ninth inning, and Matt Moore is still on the mound for the Phillies, and the first pitch he delivers is a called strike. And the count is 0-1, and so this is a pinch hitter for Escobar. This is Reyes, who is pinch hitting for Escobar, and the pitch is a breaking ball delivered. It is swung on and lifted into left field. Moving over is the new left fielder, Adubel Herrera. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Reyes here for the first out of the inning. Scheduled to come up is Omar Narvaez. We're going to see who batting here, and it is Narvaez. He is coming up to the plate. He's batting .284 on the season. He's 1 for 3 today. He's got a single back in the third inning. And the first pitch from Matt Moore is a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. That would probably be the expanded strike zone by John Tumpain. This is the let's get out of here zone. It's 12-0. I don't need to see any more of this. So here comes the 0-1 pitch from Matt Moore to Narvaez. And that is a changeup swung on. It is belted to straightaway center field. Moving back on the warning track, center fielder Jankowski. He's going to make the grab and put that away for the second out. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, slated to bring up the shortstop, Luis Arias. Arias today is 0 for 3. He's struck out twice, and he's flown out to right field. Our friend the hobbyist was fist pumping for the Brewers to have the biggest comeback in their history. Well, if this was the biggest comeback in their history, they're going to have to do it all with 2 out. So here comes the first pitch from Moore. It's a fastball that backs Arias off the plate at 93 miles an hour. Moore still has a little giddy up in that arm. So no balls and 1 strike. We mentioned that last year he pitched for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks in the Japanese League, and there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. Last year with the Hawks, he had a 6-3 record in 13 starts. He had 78 innings pitched in a 2.65 ERA. He helped them win another NPB championship. There's the 2-0. It's a fastball down the middle, swung on and missed, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So Arias digs in at the plate. There's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Arias waits on the pitch from Moore, and there's a fastball that misses inside, and he draws a walk. And so here comes that rally that the hobbyist is pounding his fist on the table for, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. So Tellez steps up to the plate. He's 1 for 3 today. He doubled in the 7th inning. Pulled his season average up to 236. The Brewers faithful will have their rally caps on. Their hats are inside out. The visors are on backwards. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Rowdy Tellez. Moore works from the stretch. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball. It comes right back off of Moore. Ball is grounded over to the hits Moore over to the third baseman, who's playing well off the line. He fires to first, and they're still able to get Rowdy Tellez. That's going to go down as a putout, as a ground out 1-5-3. Torres was way off of the line. He had to come over to the ball, and he fired it on 1 foot across the diamond. And that is going to retire Tellez, and that is going to mercifully end the ball game here in Milwaukee today. Your final score is the Philadelphia Phillies 12, the Milwaukee Brewers nothing. Stick around, everybody. I'm just going to recap the scores from around Major League Baseball, and then we're going to call it a day. We are going to call some more games during the week here. We'll get you some of those a little bit later. Again, your final scores: Philly 12, the Brewers nothing. The other finals that we went through earlier: the Royals beat the Orioles 3-2. Nationals knocked off the Mets 4-3. The Jays shut out the Yankees 8-0, and the Cubs defeated the Reds 4-3. Another game that is now going into extra innings. Red Sox and Rays are tied at 9. They're going into the top of the 10th. It's the Colorado Rockies. At the top of the 5th inning, the Dodgers are holding a 5-0 lead on the St. Louis Cardinals. And all the rest of the games from around Major League Baseball are later starts. The Twins and the Indians go at 6:10 Eastern. At 7:10 Eastern, it is the Mariners and the Astros. And the Rangers and the Angels go at 9 o'clock Eastern tonight. That is the rest of the games. We will be back on the air again tomorrow. We're going to do ourselves another day ball game, more than likely. But we're not sure what our schedule is going to look like, as everything else is going to be shaping up a little bit later in the evening tomorrow. So we're looking to do something in the evening tomorrow, about 7 o'clock Eastern, but we'll announce that schedule later today. Thanks again, everybody, for listening. You've listened to another Last Rounds Baseball video production. We hope you all have a great day. We appreciate it to Steve Rademacher and to the hobbyist. We appreciate your time being here, guys, and listening in. Have a great day, everybody. We will see you again later. This has been another Last Rounds Baseball video production. Talk to you soon.